What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Chatting with Cheeze podcast. I'm your host, Fat Cheeze, and y'all already know the motto: no gimmicks, only the real. This is episode 55. Now, before we get started, y'all know what I need from y'all. Go ahead and continue smash that subscribe button. We are on our way to 300 subscribers. Also, do not forget to like and share the content when it drops. Now, as y'all can see, I got a special guest here with me today for this episode, right? I had so much fun during my collaboration episodes, I decided to bring one of my homies on to my platform. So I would like to introduce y'all today to my boy D Gray. We call him D Gray, Derwin Gray, you know what I'm saying, if we trying to be professional. So let me go ahead and give y'all this rundown on my boy, his resume, you know what I'm saying, just to know, let y'all know we got somebody on here that's official all the way. So my boy is the host of both Top Tier Topics and T3 podcasts. He's a former D1, NFL, UFL, USFL, and he's supposed to be in Canada right now, but I'm going to let him tell y'all why he's sitting here with me today. Offensive lineman. He played for the University of Maryland, as you can see, you know what I'm saying, drafted in 2019, 7th round, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, and Birmingham Stallion. He's a two-time UFL champion in 2023 and 2024. What it do, Brody? How you doing?
God damn, boy. Like, you just took me through memory lane, giving me the whole spiel like that. God damn, man. I appreciate it, man. First of all, man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of the stuff you're doing, man, the stuff we talked about the air, man. Like, the things you're doing, man, the things you're moving. I love seeing up-and-coming content creators and people that's giving, like, information to people out there, man. And I always want to be a part of it. That's why I'm here today, man. And I know we talked about why I'm in CFL. I guess we're going to get to that a little bit, too. But T3 podcast and top tier topics podcast,
Yes, sir.
all the same podcast for everyone out there. It's not two podcasts, it's the same thing. T3 is just the acronym, the short version of top tier topics, because I've been told that top tier topics is a tongue twister. So I have a media team, and she was very good with trying to simplify things. So you should just call it T3 podcast. So people know it as top tier topics, but you call it T3 is the way I refer to my fans. Like, for example, guys like the Taylor Swift, she refers to her fans as Swifties. So I refer to my fans as T3. So Top Tier Topics is my podcast. You can find it on all platforms. And if you ever want to do anything, just hashtag T3 podcast. That's how we know you connected to the fan base. But man, once again, man, Cheeze, man, I appreciate you having me on, though, bro. But yeah, I'm supposed to be in Canada right now, bro, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to know, like, goddamn, get to the story already, bro. Why ain't in the Canada already? So this ain't no liquor, bro. It's straight Gatorade, hydration.
It's all good. It's all good. But you know, I said it before, no gimmicks, only the real. So, you know, we ain't going to do your thing.
No, for sure. So in May, I supposed to report it to Vancouver for the BC Lions to go play with the BC Lions this spring. And I was all in, man, and I was kind of on the fence with it in December whether I go play or not. My agent, Alex Gromunski, I appreciate him, man. He's been a great agent for me, man. He's been working his tail off, trying to keep me going and keeping me active. But at some point, you got to know when enough is enough and when you kind of not getting nowhere. And I played in the league. Of course, you know, I played a while in the league, and I wanted to always still play in the league. I just feel like I was a better player than the league they was putting me in. After I played my 2 years in the UFL, 1 year 2023 in the UFL with the Stallions, and then went on to the UFL where they combined the XFL and USFL together to make the UFL in Dallas. We won it again. And I was like, okay, I did it 2 years in a row. What is coming from it? I'm still back in the same. So it's like I'm going around the circle. I'm not going nowhere. So it's like I keep hearing, D, give it one more shot, and you'll be back in the camp again. I'm like, bro, I know I'm a good player. I know I'm a good player. Well, why is it not happening? So after I won my second championship, and I went through that last year, and I ain't get no call. I was like, man, it's just done, man. Why would I go put my body on the line one more time in Canada for me to hit that same circle again?
Absolutely.
Saying, hey, D, do it again. I'm prolonging my career, which is media, TV, and everything I want to do to keep fulfilling someone else's dreams, which is keep giving these people a paycheck. I love my agent to death. Love him. I want him to keep getting paid, but I'd rather me save my brain and my body for my daughter, my family, and stuff like that, and get paid on stuff I like to do, which is talk sports, talk reality, talk real life, talk streets, like what's going on in the streets, like talk family, like, you know what I'm saying? And one of the big podcasts I love is $1 Billion Worth of Game. I know we talked about Gillian Wallow. Like, I respect that podcast to the utmost respect, you know what I mean? Because they're not trying to be funny. They're not trying to make you laugh. When you laugh, it's because it's realness that you laughing at, because you probably either done it before or you seen it happen before.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Whereas some podcasts out here where people out here trying to make you laugh, and I'm just not with those type of podcasts. Like, it's every now and then, like Fallout turn a comedy show on. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain podcasts I'm with and that, and $1 Million Worth Game is like my top podcast I look for every day when I'm looking at different content and looking at also just trying to get entertained and inspired and also build my knowledge. So that's the reason why I'm not in Canada, man. I just kind of figured like I had something better for me in life, man. It was kind of pursuing my next dream, man, which is get on the TV screens, not with a helmet on, but now with a mic on it, and influencing the world and letting people know my knowledge of football from my standpoint, being on what it feels like to be on the third down and long with all the top tier guys, I'm saying, on the opposite side of the ball. So
absolutely.
that's how that happened, man. So I love football, and if I could play for the Steelers one more time, I would go take that. But it had to be Pittsburgh Steelers only.
Oh, you rock with the Steelers like that?
Man, Steelers the team that drafted me, man. They drafted a guy like me, man, out of Maryland, man, and Tomlin was rocking me. Tomlin loved me from the day, from things I had going on while playing, like things I wasn't proud of, but he still was always in my back corner to make sure that he was always, hey, DG, let's get this. That's really how I started rocking the name D, because D Gray came from him. D Gray, I need that dog shit today. I'm sick of I'm sick of Cam Hayward on your ass in one-on-one pass rush. Go get his ass. Hey, today we going to get Stephon Tuitt. Go get him, young DG. You know what I'm saying? Every day he challenged me every day to go be that dog. Go do that dog shit I know you do. Bring that DC shit out here. You know what I'm saying? But keep the fighting, because I always was fighting in practice. But keep that fighting off the field. And one time, man, we got in a fight in practice one day, man, and he had to pull me to the side. I was like, man, I didn't draft an MMA fighter, man. I drafted a football player, man. Take me DC shit back there. I want me a fucking football player. You got me, DG? You got me? He don't yell. He said, you got me? All right, I'm just saying, I don't need that DC shit back in DC. I need me an A-list player. You got me? And he be like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got you, go. All right, let me see it happen. Go get this money, DG. Now go sit Cam Hayward ass. He don't like that young blood. Like, that's the shit that how he talked to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every day he walked to the building. I get my little regular food I eat every morning, eat my little egg omelet, head to the locker room. He'd walk past with his Air Force Ones on, with his chain on, black on black. He'd walk through with his hat on, with his hands in his pocket. DG, what's popping? You got that blood boiling? All right, I'm sicking another motherfucker on you today. Go get his ass. I love watching that young fire go up on that motherfucker like that. Like, he just talk. Every day he just, because he like it. That's why he drafted me, because he knew what he was getting out of a player.
For sure.
Love that goon shit, man. Love putting hands on folks, man. Being a monster. And I feel like that's what my agent want to continue to see, man. But I'm just on some other stuff, man, where I'm ready just to move my career along on something else, man.
Yeah, man. And like I said, just for me, myself, bro, I appreciate you for taking the time out to, you know what I'm saying, come on my podcast and, you know, give us some of that insight. Because, you know, a lot of people, they don't hear that insight or those kind of backstories. So I appreciate you for coming on and, you know, giving us your time today.
Nah, for sure. Appreciate it.
So I sent you some topics, right? So we got some topics we gonna talk about. You know, football season is right around the corner. If I'm not mistaken, I think the first official preseason game is next week, the Hall of Fame game. I don't know exactly who's supposed to be playing in it, but we almost there. So I sent you some topics over, man, and we're going to chop it up about. So I want to get your opinion on some of them, if that's cool with you.
Okay.
All right, so the first topic that I got, right, is since probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, the big topic has been Cam Newton's comments on Jalen Hurts. You know, basically Cam Newton gave his opinion on his top 10 quarterbacks, and Jalen Hurts wasn't in it. And, you know, it caused the uproar all through media, ESPN. You heard some other celebrities talking about it. You just mentioned Gilly the Kid. We know he a Eagles super fan. He spoke on it, and a bunch of guys spoke on it. So I'm gonna read off what I got down, but I'm gonna get your thoughts on it first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinion on it. So it say Cam Newton, while doing his segment on his podcast about the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, left Jalen Hurts off the list. Newton stated that Hurts doesn't have that doesn't have to play at an elite level for the Eagles to succeed, implying that the team's overall talent, including star wide receivers and a strong defense, contributes significantly to their wins. Newton defended his stance, not backing down from his opinion and even bringing up his own career accolades to counter his critics. He argued that his evaluation was based on how quarterbacks perform under different circumstances and whether they are game changers or game managers. Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky, both analysts at ESPN, criticized Newton's assessment, with Clark calling it disrespectful. Also, NFL legend Terrell Owens and Phillies superfan Gilly the Kid disagreed. So what is your thoughts on what Cam Newton had to say about Jalen Hurts and him basically doubling down on it after people went back at him?
Well, I'm going to give my own point. Do I believe Jalen Hurts, is he a top 10 quarterback in this league overall? Yes. But this past season, if I had post Saquon Barkley, pre-Saquon Barkley, yes, he is a top 10 quarterback in this league. Post Saquon Barkley, absolutely not. And the only reason why I say that, because I do agree with Cam a little bit is what he said, is because you don't need Jalen Hurts to win these games. You got to think about when you coming into those games playing against the Eagles, who are you game planning for, Cheeze? Are you game planning for Jalen Hurts and what he can do? Oh, he might outrun the whole team. No, you fucking game planning for who? Saquon Barkley, the big dog. To be honest, you be game planning for the O-line, because the O-line is who's making it possible for Saquon Barkley. Yes, he do superhuman things like jumping over somebody's head backwards, but however, for the most part, Saquon Barkley is creating holes and finding holes and using his vision to create explosive plays that's setting up Jalen Hurts to be able to find some open guys. It's been times you had to lean on just Saquon Barkley in the run game to get things going when Jalen Hurts wasn't accurate, when he was dealing with ankles and all this stuff during the season, and that never slowed down the Eagles' performance. So my thing is, then you had guys like A.J. Brown stepping up. You know what I'm saying? Then you had times when he wasn't available. Guess what? Usually when your star receiver is down and no one is looking at it, usually the team has to lean on the run game, and when the run game ain't working, guess what? Your team loses. But guess what? You had fucking Devontae Smith over there. You still throw the ball. All of a sudden, not Jalen Hurts, but A.J. Brown is not feeling it that day. Wow. He's like, oh, fuck. I'm going to read a book. He's having a bad day. He's not getting the ball. But guess what? The show don't stop because you have another number one receiver in Devontae Smith that been holding it down for years before A.J. Brown was even there. So let's be real. Did he really have to stress to figure out who the ball goes to? Fuck no. He's not a top 10 quarterback after these seasons with fucking 2,900 yards. Come on, bro. Let's be real. 2,900 yards is not top tier numbers. Like, I'm just saying. You take those numbers, and I ask people this question all the time, Cheeze. You take his numbers and take Jalen Hurts off that name. You take that name off and just put that on the list at 2,900 yards. Don't know the exact number. It's like 2,988 or something like that. 2,900 yards, like 13 touchdowns this season. You take those numbers and say, is this elite, average, or below average? Where are you putting that at, Cheeze?
You saying if you don't have his name up there?
No name. Cheeze, if I say a random quarterback threw in the NFL for 2,900 yards and 13 TDs, is this average, below average, or top tier? Elite?
I would say below average, because I mean,
why the fuck would he even be in the top 10 list when he below average there? Because he won a Super Bowl? No.
You got quarterback, because now you got quarterbacks throwing for 3,000-4,000 yards. So
yes, every top quarterback, even Jay Daniels threw for 3,000 yards. So why the hell would he be top 10? Make it make sense for me.
So my pushback, right, and I'm going to be honest with you, my pushback, I'm a defender of Jalen Hurts, right? And the reason why I'm a defender is because when we speak on top 10 quarterbacks and top quarterbacks in the league, I feel like people criterias for that always change depending on who the quarterback is in the discussion that you're speaking on, right?
Right.
So when I think about Jalen Hurts, right, I know a lot of people like to add the factor of Saquon Barkley, which I'll give you. Yes, Saquon Barkley is the best player on that team. But we also got to remember
defense.
We also got to remember that Jalen Hurts took that team to a Super Bowl before Saquon Barkley got there. Now, regardless of how people want to look at it, we've seen Jalen Hurts in two different occasions step up huge when it was time to step up the most.
Cheeze,
The first time,
cut you off, Cheeze. We talking pre and post. So now we talking pre when he took him to the Super Bowl. He was a top 10 quarterback. But now we talking post Saquon Barkley where he didn't have to do as much. We just talking about going into 2025
let me ask you this question.
Let me ask you this question. Season. We're not talking about overall top 10 quarterback. We talking about just 2025 season quarterback.
Right. But let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. In the Super Bowl, right? Saquon Barkley, Kansas City completely took him away.
Right.
Saquon Barkley was not a factor in the Super Bowl like he was throughout the regular season. Now, granted, I give you Saquon Barkley is the best player on that team. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right.
But I'm looking at the fact that in that Super Bowl, we watched Jalen Hurts take his game to another level, which some quarterbacks who we do hear people call elite, we see them guys shrink in those moments. We see, and it's just that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I understand when people want to go by a number standpoint. Right, what you said is true. If you didn't have his name beside it and you just seen his numbers, a lot of people probably would say, no, that's below average. You can't have him there. But when I do my criteria for certain quarterbacks, I go off, do they put their team in winning positions and do they help their team win? This is my thing when it comes to Jalen Hurts. It's a double-edged sword. He can't win because you have you have people who will say, well, he got all this talent around him. And my question when people say that is, what is a front office supposed to do? A front office job is to put the guys around you that helps you best succeed at your position, helps you best succeed. That's what that Eagles front office did for Jalen Hurts. Now, from this point forward, when I'm having quarterback discussions, I don't want to hear people no longer say, well, oh, this quarterback is good, but the reason why he not winning when it matters is because he don't have no help. Because those same people are the same people that's docking Jalen Hurts because he does have help. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. But let's talk about like the Tom Brady's that didn't always have the best talent with him. His stats always was able to deliver to every single body on that team. He was able to disperse the ball all around. He found a way to make other players better. If you give Jalen Hurts a lesser team than he has, is he the same quarterback? If he doesn't have Devontae Smith, he have an average Joe Smo at a receiver spot, could he make that guy better? How do he make those guys better? What is he doing in the offseason like Tom Brady and some of the guys I've been in with? Like, I only speak for myself, Ben Roethlisberger. It wasn't another day that fucking in Atlanta that Juju Smith, Ryan Switzer, fucking, what the fuck was his name? Moncrief, the receiver, all those fucking guys wasn't getting with Ben in the offseason to get themselves better, even if they was regular guys. That's how you take your average fucking receivers and take them to the next level. I don't know if Jalen Hurts have to do that. And if he had to do that, would he have the time and the day to even care to do that? Because I don't think he ever been in an adverse situation where he had to really have no talent around him like that. You know what I mean? So this year right here was really a step in the way that it is a great way to say that the front office is doing their job. Yes, 100%. But if that talent is not there and you lose that talent, is Jalen Hurts still the same quarterback? Is he the same quarterback? Do his numbers even get worse? You know what I mean? Do the team even figure out? Do they even make are they even a playoff team without some of the talent around them?
Yeah, I mean, I get that point, but then I could come back at you and say, is Joe Burrow the same guy if you remove Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? And we
just seen a little bit of Joe Burrow's situation. He haven't been really the same playoff team that beat us, the Titans, in the playoffs that year when they beat us when we was rolling. This was what 3 years ago. 3 years ago, beat us in Nissan Stadium at home. Literally, Jamar Chase cooked us. Cooked us at the end of the game. Yeah. Still a deal to beat us that game. Beat us that year. I think he cooked Janoris Jenkins. Now Janoris Jenkins cut his dreads and now he a rapper. You know what I mean? He made a man turn into a rapper. Like, no shade to my boy Jack Rabbit. But, yeah, man, like, since that year, what has Jamar Chase ain't never been different. He's still the same guy. But stuff started to go downhill. I don't know why. So, as we see, Joe Burrow always put up numbers, but for some reason, the team is still ain't the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And half of it is a team game. There's no I in that team. What makes that team so good? The Eagles, they got good defense. So Jalen Hurts can
they loaded. They loaded. Absolutely. They loaded. I just think when we having these conversations, you know, it's kind of like you can kind of compare it to like when people argue GOAT in the NBA or who the top 5 in the NBA or top 10. It's like, you know, you see these guys that are great, but when they don't have no help, or when they gotta get when they gotta people love to always make that excuse for them. So my whole thing is this: I don't see it as I'm not gonna dock Jalen Hurts for having talent around him. Now it'll be different if he has all that talent around him and he's underachieving. He has all that talent around him and he is achieving. Like, that's why I don't like the fact when people say, well, you could throw any quarterback in that offense and they'll succeed.
And I'm one of those people that believe that, because
you also could throw any quarterback in that offense and watch him fail too.
It's really gonna be hard to fail when you have a dominant O-line. O-line play is always make a team go when you have a dominant O-line, no matter what, because you can have Cheeze back there. If he ain't getting touched, at some point he's gonna build some confidence, start really slinging that bitch, knowing like, man, these fat fuckers up front, they doing their job. Let me just relax and really look, because they niggas are open. I'm just scared I'm gonna get hit, but these fuckers are holding it down. Boop, boop, dot, touchdown. Who is this guy? Man, he was a podcaster, but now shit, he's a good ass quarterback. No, the O-line is good, motherfucker. They gave him the confidence they need. So you can put any quarterback right there and let them build that confidence. They're gonna start striking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's a testament to the front office building a great fucking protecting wall up front. One of the biggest O-lines, the tush push, physical, mean, nasty O-linemen that you'll want up front. That's what they got. And that's why Saquon Barkley was able to do what he wanted. Jalen Hurts was able to escape the pocket. It was hardly any times you've seen Jalen Hurts really running for his life. When he ran, it was always him hitching up in the pocket, and it was some lane right there that took off because guys were blocking. So he had all day to pass the ball. He had all day. The team could have been any quarterback out there that could have did the same thing as that. When you had a great dominant O-line that was opening up run lanes, that was opening up the pass game. Like, you feel me? So it was really hard to really see an adverse Jalen Hurts that was really had to overcome anything. You feel me? So I feel like his stats wasn't jumping off the charts. I don't think that he's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Yes, but he's not a top 10 quarterback going into the season of 2025 based on his stats from last year. Based on stats from last year, you're not a top 10 elite QB. You have a great system, a great fucking coaching staff, a great front office. You have a great everything around you that don't really need everything from you. You don't have to give Jalen Hurts doesn't have to give D Gray his best game. Because guess what? You had the defense, Jordan Davis. You had all those big fucking guys going to get sacks over and over and over. And offenses couldn't throw the ball on them. Guess what? Jalen Hurts get another chance. He throw an interception. Jalen Hurts gets another chance. Jalen Hurts do what? He throws the ball to the crowd. Fucking fourth down punt. They get the ball right back for Jalen Hurts. Like, it was never a chance that Jalen Hurts said, fuck it, I have to score or we gonna fucking lose. Because the defense don't go get the ball back every time. You had a killer defense. Speaks to the front office again. Like, so we not.
Let me counter you with this, right? And I'm not comparing the two. But when you look back at Peyton Manning in his Indianapolis days, he had Marvin Harrison.
Yep.
He had Reggie Wayne. Yep. He had Dallas Clark.
Yep.
He had Edgerrin James in the backfield. Right. He had Jeff Saturday at center. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, you have some people that may argue that Tom Brady is the GOAT, but Peyton Manning, they feel like, is a better quarterback. I just don't feel like it's fair to dock a quarterback due to what he has around him. But when people try to make their reasons, like me personally, I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I have Jalen Hurts in the top 10. I have Jalen Hurts in my top 5. And the reason why I have him in my top 5 is because I have him number 5 is because
leadership.
What I evaluate quarterbacks on is, what do you do when we understand what do you do when it's time to make plays? I get it. You know what I'm saying? Your team can carry you there or whatever, however people feel. What do you do when it's time to make winning plays? And I've watched Jalen Hurts not do it, not just once. I watched him do it twice. He had an opportunity to beat Patrick Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl. The first time they lost was not due to him. It was because Bradbury was out there getting cooked. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they lost him the game on defense.
Yeah, that PI thing, right? That PI.
Yeah, but he outperformed. But you could say two Super Bowls, 2 times in the Super Bowl, we watched Jalen Hurts outperform Patrick Mahomes. We watched Josh Allen lose constantly to Patrick Mahomes. We watched Lamar Jackson lose constantly to Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just feel like I just think, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. I don't really think you can convince anybody if some people they have him up there, some people they don't. Me personally,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not that I don't want to have him, man. But when numbers don't lie, people do. When you look at the numbers, and like I said, you wouldn't have put that number in the elite category of the best top 10 quarterbacks in the league if that name Jalen Hurts wasn't tied to it. So why does he get a pass because he's a Super Bowl champion? Why does he, Cheeze?
Yeah, I mean, I don't just give him a pass.
Is that number good enough to be for the Washington Commanders right now? Take JD5 out of there and put his numbers with that quarterback spot. On any random quarterback they have on that roster, give JD5 those numbers. Is the Commanders still an NFC Championship contending team?
No, but JD5 is an elite quarterback.
But
I mean, I'm not.
JD5 those numbers. I don't think that Commanders team is there. This is what I'm trying to say. Why I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. Because
no, I'm saying when we talk, I'm saying that at the end of the day, JD5. I believe if JD5 can duplicate the same season, the only reason I don't have JD5 ranked ahead of Jalen Hurts is because I just got to see JD5 do it again. If Jaden Daniels come out and do the same thing again, then he would be over Jalen Hurts to me. But what I'm saying is, I find it. I just can't dock somebody because their front office is doing their job. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And I got to go off of what I see with my own eyes. When I'm watching Jalen Hurts, he doesn't put. Not. I understand what you're saying. He can go out there and throw a pick and do that, and you know what I'm saying. They'll turn around and his defense can get him the ball back and make plays or whatever. But I don't watch Jalen Hurts put his team in bad positions. I don't watch Jalen Hurts go out there, because there is a such thing as quarterbacks losing games for their team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see Jalen Hurts go out there and put his team in bad position. You know what I'm saying? And then when clutch moments come up, I see Jalen Hurts step his game up. So that's what I go off of. But it's going to be real interesting to see, you know what I'm saying, how this season goes. Like I said, there's no argument in me. I do feel like that Saquon Barkley is the best player on that team. They absolutely have elite wide receivers. They absolutely have an elite offensive line. They absolutely have that defense. I don't take nothing away from them. But
like that coach, like that everything. So they should have the results they have when they did the proper off-season transactions. So it takes this pressure off your quarterback where he don't have to feel like he has to be Superman. And that's great. But those numbers are not elite numbers as top 10 quarterbacks, in my opinion. He's a top 10 quarterback when it's all said and done. When you look at Super Bowls and look at what he's done, his leadership, yes, he's a top 10 quarterback. But if we take those numbers away, and I look at coming into this season on paper, this guy has to be in top 10 because look what he's done. He's slinging this bitch. He's not throwing interceptions. He needs a bit. But this guy, 2,900 yards. Something ain't adding up. Who is this guy? Oh, Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. Wow, no wonder why he's in the list. You feel me? Like, that's what I feel like happened right here. You know what I mean? But once again, I love Jalen Hurts. I'm not hating on him or nothing. I really like Jalen Hurts, and I really like him as a quarterback. I think he'll thrive in any quarterback system. I think he'll actually thrive more if he didn't have all those pieces around him as an individual. Once again, he's an ultimate team guy. And I think he deserves all the accolades. He deserves the MVPs. Yes, he's a leader. But those numbers... I feel you. He's going into the 2025 season ahead right now at a number 9 spot on ESPN. I just think he's 11, maybe give or take 11. But
now, real quick, let me address this because I was gonna say this. Let me address this. We gotta cut it out, right? Like I said, I defend Jalen Hurts, right? But we gotta cut. Like, I think people getting a little bit ahead of themselves because in no way, shape, or form is Jalen Hurts better than Cam Newton. Now, some people I feel like getting a little bit ahead of themselves, and I know it's easy to poke fun at Cam because, they're not diving on the fumble in the Super Bowl and all that, but I know.
Listen, Cam. What the fuck, Cam?
If you go back, though, that 2015 season was special.
I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I would never, ever say that Jalen Hurts is better than Cam Newton. Never.
Now, if we talking from a team aspect, but come on now. Look at that team. Look at that Carolina team that Cam took to that Super Bowl. We talking about his best wide receivers being Ted Ginn Jr., Jericho Cotchery, Devin Funches, and Corey Brown. His best offense, his best receiver was the tight end Greg Olsen. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that Cam was doing, not only with not only with his arm, but what he was doing with his feet. Cam was carrying that team
And
offensively.
then he was a big body guy that could run between the tackles and get you that dirty 5
Yeah.
yards. So
and the defense with Luke Kuechly and them boys, Davis,
and once
you know,
again,
this
Hurts
win.
can get you the dirty 5 yards too. He's a physical runner too. So, but how many years Cam played in the league?
I'm not sure. After 2000, I'm not sure. I think Cam. I'm not 100% sure how many years Cam play. I know after Carolina, it was it New England after Carolina?
Yes.
It was New England. Then back to Carolina. Yeah, so I don't think Cam probably. I'm not sure. I got to do my. I don't know. Let me see. I can find out
Let me
real
see
quick.
right now. Cam Newton played 11 seasons.
11 seasons. Okay.
11 seasons. And Jalen Hurts played how many seasons right now? 6?
Jalen.
6?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Jalen Hurts probably gonna walk a lot of Cam numbers though. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Newton speaking from right now as a person that don't have enough years on him. So when you compare those two together,
Jalen only been in.
Cam Newton, what? Cam Newton has how many seasons? Yeah, I mean, the fuck? Jalen Hurts only played 5 seasons. This is going to
5 seasons, yeah.
The fuck? He has a whole fucking 5 more years ahead of him. He played so Jalen Hurts still a little ahead of his time right now. So he got some time to catch Cam, and he will catch Cam if he stays healthy. He will catch Cam.
Yeah,
So
I just think if we going off of raw ability though, like raw ability, I'm going Cam every time and twice on Sundays, bro. I don't even feel like that's
Cam.
a discussion.
Cam was a good quarterback, you know what I mean? I like Jalen Hurts too. Once again, I'm a defend when it comes to Jalen Hurts, the type of player he is. He's a fucking dynamic quarterback. I'm just saying that the Eagles' system will not allow him to really open up and be that Cam Newton because they don't need to.
I agree.
That's all.
I get you.
That's why he's not a top 10 in D Gray's list because they don't need him to be top 10 to win. So
and that's basically what Cam said.
When you
That's
said
basically
about
what
Cam,
said.
it was special. They needed. You was throwing about the Devin Funches. Get the fuck out of here. Like who the fuck is Devin Funches? Like who the fuck out of here? Like Taggart Jr. Respect. Greg Olsen. Respect. Luke Kuechly defense. Respect. But Devin Funches, bro, that's the best person you could have named. Come on, bro. Like come on, bro.
That running game was dynamic. I think that's when they had Jonathan Stewart back there.
Stewart.
The running game was decent, but other than that, on the outside, I mean, so I definitely on that aspect, I'm definitely taking Cam over Jalen Hurts, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. I see a lot of people
Right
saying
now, I wouldn't, and I'm being real with you, Cheeze. I can't even judge those two because my guy Jalen Hurts' career is not even complete. He's at the middle point of his life right now where Cam still has 6 more seasons than he played. And I don't know if Jalen Hurts' body will even allow him to go that far. Who knows? If he does get to 11 seasons, I think we might be saying a different song. He might have more Super Bowls, everything. Do Cam even have a Super Bowl? No.
He got a Super Bowl appearance. They lost.
Yeah, they lost to the Broncos, right?
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Broncos.
They lost
Peyton
to Denver,
Manning, right?
yeah.
So
Peyton Manning, but that defense, Peyton Manning was just a game manager. That defense was
Jalen
elite.
Hurts.
That's Von Miller. That's Von Miller, the prime of his career. You got Aqib Talib over there. You got DeMarcus Ware. That defense was elite.
I mean, for whatever reason, we giving excuses for Cam not making a Super Bowl, not winning that Super Bowl doesn't matter because he been 11 years, only been in 1 Super Bowl. He's been in 5 years and been in 2 Super Bowls. So you see, it's easy to flip around and be a Jalen Hurts fan, but I'm just saying numbers that the Eagles are, the system they run will not allow him to unlock. Superman Jalen Hurts.
You saying Jalen Hurts. Basically what Cam said, you basically saying the Eagles don't need Jalen Hurts to be elite to win.
Pretty much. Not even watch this shit. I don't even know what you talking about. I didn't even watch this shit, but they don't need him to be a 5-star athlete because they got enough 5 stars around him to make one big-ass, mean-ass team, if that makes sense. So you take him and put him in a team like Cam, yes, Jalen Hurts is going to have 4,000 passing yards on that and everything like that. He's going to be the top elite numbers. But they don't need him in Philly to be that. They just need him to do his job, make his reads, and take care of the football. Be a team leader and take care of the football. And just if the ball is not there, the receiver's not there, get rid of the ball, punt it off, let our defense get the ball back for you, and let you do it again. That's all they need Jalen Hurts to do, just to manage the game and not give the defense opportunities to get the other team's offense back on the field. They don't need you to be running and diving and stretching for 1 yard. You don't need that. We got a fucking running back that can be, or a line that can do a tush push and get you that inch. We don't need you breaking your arm. We don't need that. Just sit there and look pretty, bro. Just give us 2,000 passing yards, bro, and we're going to go to Super Bowl. That's it. We got the rest.
So now y'all know Jalen Hurts on the Cheeze top 10 list. I got Jalen Hurts in there. I'm gonna defend you, bro. On D Gray say you ain't in the top 10.
I'm defending you against Cam though, bro. I'm telling you, Jalen.
All right, so he got you against Cam.
Against Cam, you not where Cam yet. You only 5 seasons in, brother. You still got about 6 more years to go, including so basically 5 more years. This season's already started. 5 more seasons to go to pretty much match his years in the league and see where your numbers at, because his career, Jalen Hurts, it looks like in his career 11 seasons, Cam Newton's rushing yards for his career, from 2011 to 21 regular season rushing yards, he had 5,628 rushing yards. Right now, Jalen Hurts is at 3,133 yards, and there's only 5 seasons, so he's already.
So I got they numbers through the first 4 years as starting quarterback. So in Cam's first 4 years, he had 14,426 passing yards, 82 passing touchdowns, 2,571 rushing yards with 33 rushing touchdowns. He had a 30-31-1 record. He went to 1 Super Bowl and lost. For Jalen Hurts, in his first 4 years as a starter, 13,606 passing yards, 79 passing touchdowns, 2,779 rushing yards, 52 rushing touchdowns. He has a 45-17 record, has been to 2 Super Bowls and won 1.
Hey, numbers don't lie, people do. So
yeah, for sure.
So by the time Jalen Hurts is done with this, he will by far have way more rushing yards than Cam. And you got to think about Jalen Hurts rode the bench. I don't think Cam ever rode the bench in Carolina.
Nah, Cam was a start out the gate. He won Rookie of the Year. He was a start out the gate.
And Jalen Hurts had to ride the pine. So to Nick Foles, right? To Nick Foles, correct? So my thing is, he got damn near more, almost closest amount of rushing yards he had for Cam's career. 11-year career. And he's only 5 seasons in, and didn't even start his first 2 years, correct?
Yeah, he wasn't a start out the gate.
For his first 2 years, I think he was riding the pine. So until Nick Foles got hurt year 2, that's when he got his opportunity to shine a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. I do remember when Philly went to not the Super Bowl, they went to the playoffs. They lost to Tampa Bay in the wild card round. I think that was Devontae Smith's rookie season. I think that might have been Jalen Hurts' first year as a starter or something like that. I know I got a fact check.
Jalen Hurts rushing for 3,100 yards. Cam Newton had a rushing yards of 5,628. He's 2,000 away. He can get that damn near in 2 more seasons, and he's past Cam.
Shit, he can probably he can damn near get that probably if he go out this year.
So Cam, that's one stat gonna be beat. So he can't be over Jalen Hurts for too much. First of all, you're not in a category with the nigga right now because you don't have a Super Bowl. That's one. You not that you only have a Super Bowl. You haven't even been to Super Bowl more than this guy. Only been there for 5 years. So that's a testament to the Eagles front office. That hurts front office. So let's not forget that. It's the front office. They're doing a hell of a job putting them guys in great situations, man. But I know we got to move along, man, on the topics, man. I know we got too far hard on that, man. I know we're going to talk.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good, bro. We got nothing but time, bro. We got nothing but time.
To like Terry McLaurin and the other guys and other boys, man, about them boys getting paid or something like that, huh?
All right, so yeah, we gonna jump to that. We gonna jump to that real quick, right? So we both know that. So for those of y'all who don't know, everybody who follow this channel, y'all know I'm a Cowboy fan, but I cover all sports, no bias, no nothing. So what we both know is that right now, Micah Parsons is in a contract, trying to get a new contract from the Cowboys, and we know Terry McLaurin is in the process of trying to get a new deal with the Commanders. Both guys have showed up to camp. I think Terry just showed up this past week. Micah has been there since the beginning, but both are currently holding in, basically to where they won't get fined for missing any practices and stuff like that. So the question that I have for you is, who do you believe will get their contract first? Do you believe Micah will get his contract first with the Cowboys, or do you believe Terry will get his contract first with the Commanders?
It's tough, bro. I feel like both of them guys are both in the same boat. Both are loyal players that gave their all to a program that's been up and down. For the Cowboys has been up and down, but for the Commanders, it's been nothing but down until this last year. So
yeah,
overall, the loyalty is there for both of those guys, man. They've been nothing but pillars to their team since the beginning. So right now, I don't really know exactly. I don't really have a clear, concise answer who gets paid first because after hearing fucking Jerry Jones' crazy comment this couple days ago about paying guys, this dude need to be out of there because he don't. First of all, you don't understand what goes through a football player's minds. They work their whole fucking life off for this shit. They feel how they feed their families. They put their body on the line. They get fingers that look like this. They got to live the rest of their life with. You know what I mean? For you to come out on your own press conference and to say that. Well, how many times we paid guys and they ain't paying out? And I feel like it's a shot at your quarterback, Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? Because he got hurt and y'all paid him like $266 million. He broke his leg and the Cowboys ain't been shit since. I get it. But at the end of the day, they still human beings, bro. They still got to feed their family. They still putting their bodies on the line every damn day. So hearing that statement, I know that they have no plans and no time soon to pay Michael Parsons because of the way he thinks right now. And I think that's bullshit. Because the guy has been nothing but a great athlete since he's been there in 2021. I think he got drafted in 2021. And this dude has racked up 52.5 sacks in those past 4 years. Are you telling me this guy ain't a top-tier defensive in and outside linebacker that deserve to be paid? A top pass? I say this guy rush from a 3 technique on a guard and get a sack. You're talking about a multiple guy that can play all types of things. This dude is more valuable. And I think that he's realizing right now because, yes, he might have got nicked up. I think he got nicked up a little bit last year, a little bit of injuries that set him down.
I think he missed a couple games and still came back and had double-digit sacks.
So why the hell would you ever say that in a press conference, Jerry Jones, that how many times we paid a guy and they ain't paying out? Now you're saying that because a guy got nicked up? So this is a 100% injury rate football game that we play. That is tough out there. We get it. But this is the risk you run with a guy like him. I'm paying him every time. So back to the question, I want to say Michael Parsons, but I'm going to give it to Terry McLaurin because I think Terry McLaurin just a guy that's been more so just a super leader on the team. I think he's been a player's coach on the field and off the field for the guys. I think he had the utmost respect from the front office. I think right now that the Commanders put himself in a tough situation because of the simple fact they could have paid him $30 million a year, but now that the guy from the Jets, Garrett Wilson, just got that deal, they set him at 32 and a half. Now it gives the Commanders, it gives Terry a different way to leverage himself now to ask for 33 because his numbers are better than Garrett's. He's been a better production. They both been good players for their squad, but you know what I mean? Overall, Terry's a better receiver, and he has 32 and a half in New York. Why the fuck shouldn't he ask for 33? So now, when you could have got him for cheaper, now you got to pay more because you want to hold out, you know what I mean, and not give the guy what he deserves. So everything always comes full circle, but I think overall, Terry McLaurin is probably going to get paid first just because Jerry Jones is stuck in his ways, man, and I think Dak Prescott has really scarred him, man, and after they paid him all that money. So I think he's going to wait this out to the end, knowing that Michael Parsons is going to be ready for camp regardless, or ready for preseason whenever he needs to play. He's going to be ready because he's a pro. But I think Terry takes it first.
Yeah, in my opinion, just by me being a Cowboy fan, I've been a Cowboy fan all my life. I've seen this before. I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons gets paid first. And the reason being is because we've watched Jerry Jones do this year in. We watched him do it last year with CeeDee Lamb. We watched him do it the year before with Dak Prescott.
We're on the podcast, almost done.
Okay.
We watched him do it with Dak Prescott when it was time for his contract. He literally paid Dak Prescott week 1 last year, like hours before the games tipped off. He paid Dak Prescott. We all know Jerry Jones. He loved the headlines. He loved being in the news. The more he can keep the Cowboys in the news, he's going to do that. I think, honestly, because there was a report that came out months ago saying that him and Micah had already agreed upon a deal amongst each other. Jerry and them just never reached out to his agent. I think, honestly, behind the scenes, that's why Micah was so willing to report the camp and everything like that. I think a deal has already been agreed to. I think that they just want to ride this out. We all know Micah Parsons loves being in the news and things like that too. So I think that, honestly, they'll get a deal done. The reason why I think they'll get a deal done before Terry, and the Terry situation is kind of tricky for me, is because I believe that Terry values himself at a certain number, and I think that the Commanders organization values Terry as well. I just feel like the age thing is what's holding him back. Like yesterday, I seen a report that said that Terry wouldn't be willing to take nothing under what DK just got paid from the Steelers, which was $33 million a year. Now, the problem with that is DK Metcalf is only 27 years old. Terry McLaurin is 29. We just watched Garrett Wilson get paid like you spoke on. He got $32.5 million a year. But Garrett Wilson is 25 years old. So I think that's the dilemma. Now, do I believe Terry will get paid? 100%, absolutely. I think that Washington would be crazy to go into a season after coming off the year that they had last year without their number one guy, their young quarterback's number one guy. But I just think that the hurdle to jump is the age. Somebody's going to have to. It's going to be. Somebody's going to have to give in that situation. Either the Commanders are going to have to give on their end and just go ahead and give them the 33 or more, or Terry is going to have to say, you know what, I'm willing to go ahead and, negotiate with y'all and find a common ground. But I just feel like with Micah Parsons, everybody and their grandmother already knows Micah Parsons is going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. We just watched T.J. Watt get his money. Micah Parsons, now, I don't feel bad for the Cowboys because this is what happens every time you decide to wait to pay your best guys. They about to have to pay Micah Parsons $42-43 million, and they already know that.
Yep, and that's because
no ifs, or buts about it.
Other people opportunities to make the market go higher. And
exactly.
And it's always a situation where there's a guy that no one expect. Garrett Wilson, I never saw that coming.
Exactly.
And my thing is, he's not even worth that fucking money. He's good and all, but shit, is he worth that type of money? Nah.
Yeah, I'm taking. I have Terry McLaurin over Garrett Wilson.
You feel me? And you tell me this guy's worth that money, and you got people like the fucking New York Jets that values their guy that they ain't even putting up numbers like Terry is, and you talking about the Commanders can't value their guy like that? Come on, bro. Something ain't right. And for Jerry and the boys, I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. You got one of the top defensive players in the league right now that could play 3 different spots, all over the D-line and at fucking linebacker.
Yeah, you could put him anywhere. You could line him up anywhere.
I mean, against Michael Parsons, I think he was a freshman when I was at Maryland. He was at middle linebacker. So this motherfucker was never rushing the passes. So he must just
he was drafted. He was drafted as a linebacker.
That's what I'm saying. He was a middle backer for us. Like I still got fucking clips on my shit of me fucking him up at Maryland, and he was a middle backer. So this guy's went from middle backer to outside backer to putting his hand in the dirt to even being a 3-tech over a guard. For people that don't understand football, he's lined up over the guard on the outside shoulder of a right guard or left guard. That is a 3-technique. He's inside where the fucking shit get real nasty and sweaty and stinky and people pouncing on you, and he found a way to shred that shit and get him to go get sacks. I mean, the dude is a killer player, man. I think.
He different level. I
just don't like the comments from Jerry Jones. I don't know if he looked.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't agree with the comments. I wasn't a huge fan of him either, but. Not trying to, we understand what football is. Everybody knows anytime you strap them pads on and go out there, you have risk of getting injured. How many guys we see in training camp, get ACL injuries, all this type of stuff. We just watched Burks, the wide receiver from the Titans, mess up his collarbone, and they just waived him yesterday.
Let's back it up a little bit. Traylon Burks is with me when I was with the Tennessee Titans. So that's the year we got rid of AJ and the Eagles gave AJ for $100 million.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the year I was there. And we got rid of AJ during the draft time. I remember I was in Hooters, eating some wings, and I saw that we traded AJ Brown away on draft day, and we end up getting Traylon Burks on the draft. I think number 16 overall or some shit like that. Number 16 or number 26 overall, some shit like that. And I'm sitting there looking like, who the fuck is this guy from Arkansas? Fast forward, we get to camp every morning. What are we doing? Fuck camp. We get OTAs. The motherfucker been hurt since I've ever known him. And I don't even know him like that. I mean, shit, I wasn't there long. So I had to spend one season with him, and after that, I was gone. So he's been nothing but injury prone since I ever met him. Hamstring. All he kept dealing with was hamstrings. I mean, he's always was on the bike, not practicing. As a first-round draft pick, that just don't work in the NFL, bro. So today you see him being waived, I'm like, well, his shit should have been gone a long time ago. And it's almost because of injuries. Not saying he can't play. I didn't really see him make no plays, to be honest. I'm not a hater. I just call what I see, Cheeze. I'm on the field with him. I didn't see a first-round draft pick. I didn't see first-round draft picks. When I think of first-round draft pick, they're special. Cam Newtons. Those guys that, wow, you're like, oh, wow. What the fuck? Who is this guy? That guy was like, you got first round? You sure that? Probably my glasses off. Sir, you was first round at 5'11"? I'm barely giving you 6 feet. And you was first round, and you supposed to be out, go get it, throw it up and go get it, bro. not a chance, not in this league.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of pressure on him, trying to be that answer for AJ Brown, but I brought that up just basically just showing how, what I'm saying, how football is a physical sport. Injuries come with the game, so that's why with the comments from Jerry Jones, like I said, we all know Jerry. Jerry like to grab them headlines. Anything to grab the headlines, Jerry gonna say he willing to do it, and we gonna look up right before the season start, and we gonna get that red alarm from Bleacher Report saying that Micah Parsons has been extended, and I think we gonna see the same for Terry. I just think
they both gonna be in their same.
Yeah, they both gonna get paid. I just think Terry's is a little bit more complicated because I believe that Terry is trying to strike while the iron's hot. He showed everybody what he can do with an elite quarterback under center. He showed you. To me, last year was his best year, and I know some people say you shouldn't factor this in, but I do. For Terry to be as loyal as he's been to that franchise when we are in the age of the diva receiver, he could have been axed out a long time ago, and he decided to stay down with that franchise through those years of them being terrible. And, now you finally get him a guy. I think that should play a factor, but everybody may not agree with me on that. But to me, loyalty got to hold some type of weight. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So I think I would go with Micah Parsons first. You say you believe Terry first. So man, I just can't wait to see how things pan out with this situation. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, bro. We're gonna talk about your old division. You say you were still at hot, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna talk about y'all biggest division rivalry, right? So the question that I got for you on this next one is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much pressure should be on the Baltimore Ravens this season to come out of the AFC?
Well, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on them every year because when you're a top 10, when you're a top tier team, like a top 5 team every year, you always got a bullseye on your back. No team. Let's put it this way. Who's about Patriots? They don't have a fucking target on their back right now. They used to, but not no more. Nobody not expecting like, oh shit, we got a game plan for Tom Brady. That shit is over with. No one is game planning for who's that? Drake May, the quarterback. No one's game planning for that guy. You know what I mean? So when you got a guy like Lamar Jackson, you have all the weapons and tools that they got. I mean, I'm loving their deep back they just draft out of Georgia. Malachi
Stocks, dog.
He was one of my guys that I wanted to come to the motherfucking Commanders, dog. That was a guy that I had on TV that I projected. I projected James Conley Jr., Josh Conley Jr., but I also drafted this guy, Malachi Stocks, in my picks as well, and was able to get 1 out of 2. But Malachi Stocks, man, is a ball hawk, man. I think that's some of the pieces that they was acquired this year, man, is really going to help release some of that pressure that they got because it's always, like I said, being a big dog is always hard, and it's always hard for Lamar every year because every year they expect more and more. But what people don't understand is that they forget that people get older and older. He takes more and more hits every year. You know what I mean? So. Everybody's body's different. I'm looking at my old teammate Derrick Henry, how he moves. He still moves like a robot out there. You know what I mean? Like he's real slow and practice. Looking at some of the clips, it's like that's old Dirk. He's gonna be jogging. Like he ain't running full tilt till it's time to go. That's how Dirk does. He rock like his cleats too big. Like you know what I mean? That's just Dirk. But every year, man, it's going to be a lot of pressure on them, man. I think they're going to do well. I think the O-line, bringing back Ronnie Stanley and extending a guy that has tradition around there, keeping that O-line together because you need all 5 to work together. Bringing him back and keeping that ball club tight up front is going to help the confidence with Amar. And, of course, the run game get going. And, of course, you got Zay Flowers and those guys coming back, too. So, you got D-Hop there now with a little bit of veteran savviness out there to teach guys how to break down coverages and how to get in between windows, man, to find open spots. So, that's going to be good for Zay Flowers and those guys, man. But I think these guys want to do well. But, I mean, if I had to put a sleep on the AFC, man, it's got to go to my Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I mean, they always preaching about Tomlin not having a losing season. Well, bitch, he ain't never had a dominant season in a long time since I was there. Let's talk about it then. Like, the Steelers ain't really had a dominant season like the steel curtain like that I've been waiting to see since I was there when we was doing the Corvette on people logos with Juju Smith-Schuster. You know what I mean? We played against Cincinnati Bengals and Von Bell lit Juju ass up. That was our year when we was 13-0. We supposed to win all the way. That's the year we supposed to win all the motherfucking way. Yeah. But we didn't.
Yeah.
That's when we lost our first game to the Commanders, to the football team at home. COVID. So, but that's the team I really give a sleeper to, man, because those guys always find a way just to make a wild card, or you know what I mean. I just want to see Tomlin get off the hot seat and really get into a position where he has that team when he comes out in Acrisure Stadium. Used to be Heinz. Acrisure Stadium, they put fear in people's hearts. That people didn't want to play against that black and gold. You know what I mean? I don't feel like they have that no more, man. I feel like people not fear to play against those guys. So I get those guys really the sleeper, man, of the AFC, man, because people are not fearing those guys no more. They're not fearing their O-line. They don't have the Marquise Pounceys up there. They don't have the Dave Castros. They don't have none of that no more, where people are scared of their O-line, man, scared of their run attack where they had AB at receiver, or my boy Le'Veon Bell, L. Bell at running back, and Roosevelt Nixon. You know what I mean? You had fucking guys who's like, stop your shit up against those Steelers, man. Them niggas ain't playing. Them niggas ain't got no. They ain't got all the cute cities like Miami, LA. These niggas in a blue collar city where niggas is working every day, and these niggas gonna fuck you up every Sunday. It's not that culture no more, man. It's not that, man. It's just like all the veteranness is gone. That's why the reason why I feel like they brought A-Rod back to try to bring back that yens, man, so people could feel that old mentality, man, where guys what it's like to work hard and really win and really put a beating on people. So. Those really putting my sleepers, man, coming out of the AFC, man. I really feel like the Steelers have a lot of people really doubting them, and Tomlin's really going to have that losing season. He's been swinging it by the skin of his teeth for the past 4 years. At some point, I mean, to turn up a notch, because just being good enough is not good enough. You have to start to dominate guys, start to get back to the Steeler way when they actually dominate people and really rooting people out of the stadium and really not just getting there, but actually pushing the door down. I'm here, motherfucker. Like, y'all got to beat us. I feel like they literally like, can I get in? Okay, I'm in. Thank God, and then lose and go home. You know what I mean, and that's not still.
You find yourself in the same position
every year. So at point,
I've been saying that.
How long you keep Tomlin around just to keep giving you 8 and 8 seasons?
Exactly.
Is that our Super Bowl to be 8 and 8? We're not doing that, guys. Like that's not still away. That's not the fucking still away that I know. You know what I mean? Being in Latrobe right now in the hot ass heat, living in a fucking Mormon college, right in the fucking dorm rooms, bro, with a fucking twin bed. That's not what I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck they teaching over there, but A-Rod and the motherfuckers, they got to figure it out, man. DK Metcalf, and they have made great strides this all season, bringing in some of those talent they brought in. So I know they bringing in A-list players, and I know they're going to have a better season this year, but they start up front, always going to talk about the big boys up front. So that's my sleeper coming out of the AFC, man. I really want to see those guys really do well this year, but I really think there's always a great amount of fucking pressure on Lamar every year, because you are one of the top teams that everybody wants to be, including the Steelers, because you are the one that's running this fucking show in the AFC.
So for me, I'm gonna give you my scale first, and then I'm gonna give you who my sleeper is coming out of the AFC, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm at an 8. I think it's a lot of pressure on them. I think honestly, the Baltimore Ravens should have the most pressure of any NFL team going into this year. I don't think there's no more excuses for them. And not saying that those guys make excuses like Lamar and them, but I'm saying that I've heard a lot of people make excuses for them. This, to me, if you look on paper, this team, to me, I would say that their roster is better equipped than Philly. I would put them over Philly roster. Like, I would have Baltimore first, then I would have the Philadelphia Eagles. And just because you have Lamar Jackson coming off the season that he had last year, throwing for 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns. You have Derrick Henry coming back after last year, 1,900 yards, 16 touchdowns. Zay Flowers was a Pro Bowler. You add DeAndre Hopkins. You got a two-head monster at tight end with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely now. Isaiah Likely did sustain an injury today, I believe, but I think Harbaugh came out and said he'll be okay. And then you turn around on the defense, the offensive line is solid. I got my man on here, my O-lineman, so I ain't gonna skip that. The O-lineman is solid. Then you flip on the defensive side. You have Roquan, who's an All-Pro, Roquan Smith. You have Kyle Hamilton in the secondary, who's an All-Pro. Marlon Humphreys, who's an All-Pro. You add Zaire Alexander, and like you stated before, they drafted Malachi Stocks out of Georgia. And on that defensive line, they have what's my boy on the defensive line, Nnamdi Metabuke. They have him on the defensive line. He's also an All-Pro. So this team is loaded from top to bottom if you look at it on paper. And I just think that there should be no reason why they shouldn't be able to come out of the AFC this year. I'm picking them as my favorite to come out of the AFC, but you know, you got to go and you got to beat that man. If you want to come out the AFC, you all know what road you got to take to get there, and that's you got to get through Kansas City. But I think Baltimore, they should have no excuses this year. Of course, you know, knock on wood, no injuries. No injuries involved. This team to me is the best team on paper. So I'm gonna put on a scale of 1 to 10. They should be at an 8, about as much with pressure being on them this year going into this season because this team is loaded. Now, when I switch to who I have as a sleeper team, and I think you'll like this one, right? Not to come out of the AFC. I'm not going to say to come out of the AFC because I am picking Baltimore to come out of the AFC. My sleeper team to be competitive in the AFC, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans, and I think you'll like that. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans, man. And the reason why I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans is because I'm a Cam Ward guy, bro. I'm a Cam Ward guy. I thought for the longest time he would be the number 1 overall pick coming out of Miami. I think you add Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward can be a franchise quarterback. He can make all the throws. He's mobile. You know, he can do everything. I think that, you know, you have Tony Pollard in the backfield. Tony Pollard is a solid running back. You add him with Calvin Ridley. I don't know if people really paid attention, but Calvin Ridley had a solid year last year, went for over 1,000 yards. The only thing that makes me nervous about the Tennessee Titans is that offensive line.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Now you thinking.
The offensive line is normally ranked towards the bottom, so I got to see if they can protect their young guy. But I
was just waiting until you come to reality and say if you can't throw the fucking ball, no matter who you got.
I believe if they can protect them, that's the biggest question mark. If they can protect Cam Ward, I believe that Tennessee can be okay because I believe that he can make some great throws, and I believe he could put them in some good positions. I think the defense could be okay. You know, you got them big boys. You got them big boys in the middle with what's my guy name? You got Draymond. They added Draymond Jones. You got D-line. They got
Big Jeff Simmons still there.
Big Jeff Simmons, exactly. You got Big Jeff Simmons. They added Xavier Woods at safety. The defensive line. I'm sorry. They got Jeffrey Simmons and they got Tavondre Sweat in the middle. Their defensive line is always the strength of their team. Now the big concern for them is going to be that secondary. L'Jarius Sneed did just get put on the PUP list on Tuesday, so we got to see how that secondary shakes out. But I think the defense, if they can just manage, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a big Cam Ward guy, and the reason why I'm high on Tennessee is because I don't think their division is, you know, I wouldn't say they're like a gauntlet. You know, Texans of course been owning that division, but they had some injuries on the outside. You know, they're not going to have a bunch of guys. You know, you still got Nico, but Tank Dell is going to miss this year. They still pretty good on the offensive side, but I think that division, I don't think the Texans have that division quite sewn up all the way. So I'm gonna say Tennessee as my sleeper, man. Of course, I'm not saying that they'll come out of the NFC, but I think that they could make some noise and possibly sneak into, you know, a 6 or 7 seed and possibly make it into the back end of the playoffs. So that's my sleeper, but to come out of the AFC, and on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as it goes for the Baltimore Ravens, I would say the pressure on them should be at an 8.
Got it. Hey, and once again, like I said, I don't want to say too much about that, but I say about the Tennessee Titans, I'm a big, huge Cam Ward fan too, man. Cam Ward was my guy. I knew he was going to go number 1. Knew Shador was never – didn't think he was going to drop to the 3rd round, but I didn't think he was ever going to be number 1 quarterback off the board, and I would always give it to Cam Ward just because the way he played with his swag and how smooth he plays, man. That was something that I really thought that other quarterbacks in this draft didn't have, just composure, smoothness, never like it was out of whack. They always had some of the passes he threw, man, where he just like letting it flick over. It's just like he's playing on air. And I thought that was smooth, man. You need a team like Tennessee to have a quarterback with composure. We have a team that's always so used to being shit going on so much and nobody know how to snap it back. You feel me? So with that being said, I agree to it, but man, without the old offensive line, man, I mean they was tied for number 12 spot of the worst offensive lines in the league. 25 drop back passes are always under some type of pressure. You can't do that.
That's the main thing for me.
I think quarterback that's trying to figure out in this NFL league.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. It's going to be hard for a young guy, you know, if he don't have no protection or able to, you know, have some time back there to make those plays. it's gonna be a roller coaster. It's gonna be tough, but I think if they can just find a way to protect him a little bit, kind of like what we seen in Washington with how that offensive line was able to, just give Jaden that time to be able to, get through his progressions and make those plays. I think we could possibly see the same thing in Tennessee if they can give him some time.
Yeah,
but
man, they made key pickups this offseason to help that up front. And they got my boy Jalen Duncan, that was my backup at Maryland, that's there. And they also had some key pickups. They had Joe Tony, that was a great offensive guard for the Chiefs at one point, as a notable free agent pickup this year. And he's like one of the top pass protectors in the league. Then you also have Jonah Jackson as a guard and tackle, who's versatile. He has great chemistry with Coach Ben Johnson. They had some type of relationship back in the past together. So that's going to be a great pickup for them when it comes to relationship styles and a player that would run through a wall for a coach, and that's what you get out of Jackson with the relationship with Ben Johnson. Then you got Drew that came in too, that stabilized that inside of that guard spot too, center spot too. So I mean, they making strides to make that inside more comfortable for a young quarterback.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay, man. If that defense can hold strong, can be solid, like I said, the defensive line is their strength. With those big boys in the middle, Jeffrey Simmons and Tavondre Sweat, I think if they can just keep surge and, they can get that secondary to just, step up, find ways to step up a little bit, I think they'll be okay. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. We've been on for an hour, so, man, go ahead and let the people know where they can find you at, all your handles and everything, man, before we get out of here.
Hey, what's up, y'all, man? I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I know I got a lot of energy, man. I know I come off this bitch full tilt, and that's just me, man. I like to have fun, man. I get intense when we talking about the game of football. But, man, once again, man, I'm D Gray, man. And you always can check me out. Find me on my Instagram at Team Gray. That's TeamGrayy. Yes, my Instagram handle. That's also my Twitter and TikTok handle is Team Gray with 2 Y's. You can find my podcast page now is the official T3 podcast page, man. Just official T3 podcast. That is the official handle for my podcast page. You can find all my latest podcasts with all the current guys on there, man. Everything on there, man. Just have fun with it. DM, subscribe, man. Hit that bell if you already subscribed. Stay locked in with me, man. But we got some great things cooking, man, but with me and my guy Cheeze, man, we got some great sports stuff coming up, man, for this year for you guys to keep y'all entertained, but more so, get this goddamn knowledge and stop, man, assuming shit, because assuming always make an ass out of you and me.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, bro, for joining me, man. You are now officially my first collaboration on my platform. So I want to say, man, I appreciate you for just taking the time out to come over here, you know what I'm saying, and drop some knowledge over here, man. And we definitely going to link up for sure. This is just one of many. So I appreciate y'all for all my supporters who support me, man. Go support bro, man. Great dude, great content, and trust me, we about to turn things up, man. And y'all know what I need from y'all over here, man. Like I said, like and share the content when it drops. Subscribe to that YouTube, hit that bell. We on our way to 300 subscribers. Y'all know how we do it, man. I appreciate y'all, and I see y'all next time.
Peace.